So a little bit more about formatting output. We're going to now create a table in which to display some information. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it with the name of a person. Then the next column is going to be the age of the person. And then we're going to go favorite color. And then we'll go favorite food. So it's going to be divided up like this, just with some basic information, and we'll take a look at how we can get that started. What we're going to start with is cout.setf iOS colon left. There we go. So what this is going to do is this is going to set the information in our table aligned to the left, because we're going to start with some text. And then to set the space that we're going to put some text in, we do a cout.width, and then we put a number in here. Okay. And then we can put our columns. So this is going to be name. Oops. And you'll see we're not going to do an endl because all of this is going to be on the same line. And then we'll do a cout.width. We'll do 10 again. And then we'll cout age. Cout.width. So the number that goes in here is how many characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should be able to fit this at a 10, so I'm going to go 10 cout.width. Oh, sorry. I should put cout favorite color. And then cout.width 10. Cout favorite food. There we go. And I forgot my quotation marks here. Okay, so now if I run the program, this is what it's going to look like. Oops, set this to C++, run the program, and here we go. We get 4 columns, and each of these has a width of 10 characters. 10 characters, 10 here, and then 10 there. So now, what I want to do, now don't add the next line of code yet, because we're going to make a change to this. So what I want to do is I want to put my first person that I'm going to have. So let's put an endl here so that I can put a space between one row of the table. So this is where it gets confusing, is that the rows are displayed top to bottom. So it might make it a little bit harder to visualize the actual table we're making. So now what I want to do is I'm going to name a famous person for my table. So I'm going to have Kim Kardashian as my first person. So I'm going to do a cout.width 10. So don't do this yet. Don't. And then I'm going to put in cout. Now I'm going to put her full name, Kimberly J. Kardashian. And then I'll cout.width 10. And I'll put the age here, which is going to be 40. Let's say 48. Okay, so let's take a look at what my table looks like so far. Okay, so here's the problem that I run into is I have picked a name that is way too long for the 10 characters that I have allotted for the first column. and the age is maybe a little bit too many, but it gets pushed all the way over here because the name overflows past the edge of the character count. So what you want to avoid here is to have to constantly reset these numbers. And also there's a possibility that you might actually make a mistake when you're going from one row of the table to another. So this is where we're going to set for these column widths. We're going to do this at the top of the program. We are going to set our column widths as constants. This is a great use for them. Constant. So let's go C column 1. Let's say we'll go 30, and then I'll adjust that down if I need to. Const int C2. Let's say we only need maybe 8 for the age. Const int C3. And then that's going to be 12 for the favorite color. Const int C4. And we'll do another 12 for the favorite food. And then the way we should do this is, instead of putting the number here, we're going to put the column. This way, if we keep this consistent between the rows of the table, then we're guaranteed to not have an error where one column actually has a different width than it does in a different row. So if I run this now, I can see that I now have enough space for all of this. So now for favorite color and favorite food, let's do cout.width C3. Cout, this will be blue, and then cout.width C4, and then this will be empanadas. There we go. And then we'll finish out with our cout and L. Okay, so let's see how this looks. All right. Not bad, except what we want to do here is we want to have our numerical data typically aligned to the right. Text is aligned to the left, numerical data is aligned to the right. So this 48, I want it to show up here. So here's how I'm going to do that. Is the 48 I'm going to have aligned to the right by unsetting the alignment. So cout.unsetF iOS : left. So I am removing that formatting, and if I run this again, I'm going to run into a slight other problem. So now I want my other text information to be on the left. So whenever I need to reset the left alignment, I'm going to reuse this line of code. So as soon as the number is done, I am going to set it back to the left. So I'll run this again. And then we'll see another problem here is that these rest up against each other. So what I want to do is I want to physically put a space here to make sure that these are keeping separate. So watch this. I'm going to add, after the 48, I'm going to specifically put a space. I'll run that. But then what you're going to see is the space is not included in the width of 8. So this is our width of 8. This space is after the cout.width, so this is independent of any width, and then it puts this one here. So if you have a column where you know you're going to have numerical data, it's a good idea to put these spaces in even the heading of this. So it's going to put age in a space of 8. then put a space, and then it'll put column 3. So if I run this, I finally get the formatting that I was looking for. There we go. That's going to work. Now, going down to the next one, we'll just put one additional row here, just so it actually looks like a table. And so that's a copy and paste. And when you copy and paste, it's a lot easier to just fill out the information as you go here. So this one will be, I'm going to go with Bruno Mars, who is, let's say, 33, likes the color red, and enjoys lobster. So for your version, it's not important that you have exactly this information, but just to get it to look like an actual table with 3 rows, we'll keep it like that. And you can see it's very important to keep the copying and pasting of the entire thing so you don't accidentally forget to put in a space or something like that. But this is how you can display information as a table, but don't ever forget that all text information should be aligned to the left and all numerical information should be aligned to the right.